Oh, what's up, guys? Oh man, I'm just in like a shitty mood right now. Already starting out with the cursing. It's just bad. It's just bad stuff. I don't even think I have a knife. See what this stuff is real quick, but I'll get into it because got a few things to say. What's it called? It's bigger than I thought it would be. So, you know, I'm gonna upload this video right after, right back to back with the Mountain Man reveal. This knife is awesome. I went ahead and used it last night for cooking, and I talked to the guy, and whatever. The marks, they are what they are. I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's patina. I don't know if it's like some kind of polishing mark that got messed up. Whatever. It's just a small cosmetic issue, and I honestly got a pretty good deal on the knife, so I don't really care. But that's what I'm here to talk about mostly today. And if you guys were ever curious what kind of underwear I wear, it's Hanes boxer briefs. Always about the briefs, never just the plain boxers. But anyway, man, I'm feeling pretty shitty about a couple of things, but man, it feels like such a minor transgression, but I've had conversations like about this before. The whole like buying and selling, it's basically what my channel is about, right? It's about trading knives, basically. Buying, selling them. Maybe I'll get a couple extra bucks here and there. Sometimes I'll buy a knife and try to trade it up. Like one of the first things I ever did was, and you know what, people listening to this are probably going to think like, wow, this is scummy, because there's just a huge divide in the knife community here. So one of the first things I did was back when I think the first or second thing I ever bought off Jersey Devil was a Microtech, and I got a good deal on it. The guy had 5 of them, and he was just trying to get rid of them. And so I think I bought that for $185, and then I posted it on Reddit Knife Swap for $225, which and it was in brand new condition. But the guy just he felt like getting rid of them, and he sold them for super cheap. And I got it in my hands. The action was a little stiff, and I just wasn't for me. So it was the clip was shredding up my pocket. If you know Microtechs, their clips are like really strong. But yeah, so and then I threw it, and then I went ahead and looked. Okay, so what is this thing actually worth? I got a good deal on it, but what's it actually worth, right? And I saw, oh, they go new for $250. I only paid $185, so if I could get somewhere like $200 to $225 for it, that would be great, right? So that's what I posted it for, and yeah, it instantly someone wanted. That's what happened. Someone traded it to me, and this is important in this story. Someone traded it to me for a Benchmade 484-1, the Nakamura, kind of tiny in the carbon fiber. And again, got that knife, thought I would love it. I had a 940, and I figured, instead of getting a 940-1 with the carbon fiber, I can try this out, different model. And when I got it in my hand, it was just a little too small. So then I looked that knife up and realized that I got a pretty good, the value that he valued it at was pretty low. And I could probably get a little bit more out of it. So then I went and traded that one again, plus I think a little bit of cash on my end for a Todd Begg mini bodega, right? Oh, and sorry about that, but man, I'm stressed out right now. I'm upset. To kind of cut to the chase, and then I ended up selling the mini bodega for like $400 or $450, somewhere in there. Maybe it was even $385. But I had increased the value on the knife that I had for by like somewhere between 20 and 35 or whatever dollars. Like through 3 trades, I did that each time. I made some really good trades, and man, that was awesome. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was pretty cool, and I didn't feel like I was screwing anybody over. I felt like those were fair market prices for those knives. And now all of those knives are different than the knife that I'm about to talk about right now. The knife that I'm going to talk about is the micarta version of this 77. And so if you guys remember, I got that Boosie, and then I ended up trading it to someone on a certain group, and during that trade, and what I got for that was the Ancient Barlow, the 77, because I honestly just wanted a second. I love this green knife so much. I was like, man, that bone micarta looks so cool in pictures. I'd love to check out the other handle material. And originally the deal was I was trying to get the Ancient Barlow, and we valued that at $200, which somewhere between 150 and 250 bucks is pretty good for that knife. 200. That's a pretty good deal for him. But it's a good deal for me too. I thought that was just fair, right there. Then I wanted the micarta 77, which I said at first I said, how about value of 150, because that's what I paid for this in cash, and he was like not feeling it. He didn't want to let go of it for 150, and then there was going to be a little bit of a cash difference between it, so I said. And it would originally have been 150 and then like an extra $100 just to even up things. But then I said, you know what, man, and this is, if you go on eBay, I'm sure they're still like listed for this, but this knife goes for anywhere between 150 and like 225, depending on, I don't know. I don't know how many people were like dumb enough to get it up at 225 or whatever. And I'm talking about cash. Trade value is different as well. You usually say, okay, I'll take like 150 cash, if you can, like, if someone just wants to pay cash, it's whatever, and then like a little bit more trade value. So I consider this to be like good 150 cash. I've gone into that ad nauseum on this knife specifically about why I thought it was fine to buy it and all that. But getting back to the main point, what I did was, when I was talking to him, I said, and this will make, again, more sense when I finish up. I said, I'll keep it, if I go and move this again, if it's just a catch and release for me, I'll just, offer it to the same group first, just to give, first dibs to anyone who might be looking for this knife, and then I'll put it on blade forums, which was my plan today. But and all I did was in that one knife trading group say, hey, throwing this up for trade. PM me if you have an offer, and then I think that group specifically says you have to list a value. So all I did was say the value that I traded for it, 175 to 200, and then in the comments just started talking to people about the. Man, everyone's so, like, weird about these knife prices. I hate it. It's so annoying. Like, I wish people would just be honest and just be like, hey, if somebody wants to sell something for something and somebody wants to buy something for something, like, is it so bad that I'm just asking for the same amount of trade value back? And was that such a strict and stringent number either? Like, I didn't even want to list a number at first, even though, like, because of the rules I had to. So if someone offered me a knife that was like $100 and they were like, well, you take this and like $50 for like a total value of 150, and I liked it, I would be like, yeah, sure. Like, as I've said, alone here, and this is stupid, right? This is really stupid, and it puts things in perspective, right? In my hands right here, I've got like over $1,000 worth of Bark River knives. This is, these knives are so expensive that, like, after a while, once your collection starts getting bigger and like to a certain point, it's like, what is that extra 25? Like, everybody just wants to feel like they're getting a deal. Everybody just wants to feel like they're not getting ripped off. And honestly, I understand that that's the issue that you know certain people have with reselling and all that. That like you're maybe trying to rip people off. You know, I hope you can tell that that's not my intention. If whoever watches this or whoever comes across this, if especially if it pertains to situation today, you know, all you really have, and that's why this is causing me so much stress and just like bumming me out so hard, is that like I truly believe that all you have is your reputation and your word. And I've always tried to just be a straight shooter with everybody. What else can you be? What else should you want to be, right? Um, so you know, I wish when somebody like had a problem with it, they would have contacted me directly, or and especially if it was like the mods or whatever group, instead of just making a big post about it or whatever, and then like you know a bunch of passive aggressive comments uh, directed towards me. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I obviously certain people are not happy with a couple of the things that I did, which I just like innocently did. You know, I really didn't think I was trying to rip anybody off or like tell anybody about anything. And you know, people are they like keeping their sources for buying knives and all that kind of stuff secret. You know, when it comes to these SFO runs, even like being able to put in a special order with a certain company, like people say, you know, this guy has a certain amount of these knives, but don't tell. But whatever. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. You know, not going to do that. If I'm going to resell again, I guess I'll just go straight to Blade Forums. But I really just wanted to keep the knife and give someone a chance. Besides just all the big buyers in Blade Forums or Reddit or whatever, a chance to get the knife. So I was just trying to trade for it, and hope we can get past this one, because I really like the people in that group. So anyway, without rambling too long, I'll see you later.